Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for July 22nd through 23rd, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is where I am, there is love. And officially welcome to Leo season. We are in Leo for the next 30 days. Hallelujah. After Cancer season. And like I said yesterday, Leo does like to come charging in like a lion cub or a tiger. And I do feel the shift in the energy, but at the same time, there's so much intensity, still so much intensity going on. We still have 2 eclipses to go. So we have another part of this eclipse corridor and then a whole other eclipse corridor to go through, which they really bring intensity. It is like we're really going through a month of major transformational shift. We do still have many retrogrades going on, and yet at the same time, all of this is pushing us to really embrace the lesson of Leo. Leo is the sign that is ruled by the sun. Leo calls us to shine like the sun from our heart chakra, and I also believe the solar plexus. I really feel like Leo energy is heart and solar plexus. Solar plexus is that will energy. It's what pushes us forward. It helps bring us the inspiration. I also think solar plexus is where we tune into authentic self-love. And then heart energy. Heart energy is where we then give the love. Give and receive the love. So we want to really light up these energies. One of the messages that I've been bringing forth a lot this year is the message we need to sink to rise. And that message really is about sinking into the heart, sinking into heart space consciousness in order to rise within ourselves. Our theme so far for this time of Sun in Leo is, can you feel the love tonight? Because it is where we are. It is where you are. There is no one, no place, no thing that is out of range for Source. Source is love. So there is nothing in the world that is disconnected from Source energy. So wherever you are, there is love. And this is what we need to remember as we go through these energies, as we move through this intensity. Even though you may be going through some of the most challenging, heart-wrenching lessons in your life, can you turn to the love? Can you remember the love? Can you rise the Christ consciousness within you? Christ consciousness is something that's really been coming up. I think Buddha consciousness really does work with higher level enlightenment consciousness when it comes to higher mind awareness energy. Christ consciousness does ask us to sink into the heart and bring that heart energy as well within us. Now, it's really interesting because this popped up as I was thinking about the Christ consciousness. Jesus is somebody who embodied Christ consciousness on this planet, but he was not alone in that. He was joined by Mary Magdalene, whose feast day actually happens to be today, July 22nd. It is by coming into sacred union, whether in ourselves or with another, that we can really rise in the Christ consciousness. When we can rise in that unconditional love for ourselves and for others, we rise in that Christ consciousness. This is not an excuse to employ bad behavior, however, but it is a conscious choice to continue to rise in and through love. Now, is that all I want to say about Leo? No. Before I dig into the other astro, I want to say a little bit more. Leo, part of this is embracing your inner child. I had a friend when I was a little girl. We would get in little spats, little fire signs, and it would be like, I'm not talking to you again until tomorrow. The child will express itself, express its feelings, and then forgive and let it go and move on. So we are called to do the same. Can you express yourself and then, like the child, release it, let it go, move on? Like the adult, do take the lesson, learn from any of these things that come up, but can you embrace the love of a child? The love of a child is one of the most magical, one of the most spiritual connected things because children are so close to spirit, before we are societal trained to get that all out of ourselves. So can you bring through that inner child energy? That's going to help you rise in love. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the energy of fun, bringing in play. All of these things will help you rise in love, getting into your creative spirit. Be creative with your energy. Be exuberant with color. Be exuberant with music. Be exuberant just even with your jokes. Be silly. Be willing to go there. All of these things are going to help you sink into your heart and ultimately help you rise. We all want to rise in and through this because, like I said, this is a tempestuous astrological time. It's about to get a little bit even more dicey as we have Mercury going retrograde in Leo on Wednesday, which could amp up the impatience as, technology likes to get wonky on us, among other things. But even that retrograde is asking us to return to love. This is your time to focus on love. We also have the North Node in Leo, finishing up at this time. We've been learning these lessons for the last year and a half to really dig into the love energy. So this is the time. The universe is going to be pushing us. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where you are. Can you feel the love today? It is where you are. And again, there's no one, no place, no thing that is out of range from source. So just keep remembering that. Okay, so astrologically for today, we've actually gone through the transits. We had the moon shift into Sagittarius. Moon into Sagittarius is hopefully letting us see things from a higher plane. So hopefully we aren't taking things so logically. I'm definitely channeling Cindy Lou Who right here with these hair things going on right now. Anyway, Cindy Lou Who at your service. Moon in Sagittarius, higher perspective. Try to bring the optimist out within yourself, whatever you're facing. But this moon in Sagittarius is the major player in the astrological connections that are happening tomorrow, July 23rd. Moon in Sagittarius is going to square Venus in Virgo. Moon in Sagittarius is going to square Neptune in Pisces. And this all makes a T-square. And what I wrote here is don't get it twisted. When we have these mutable signs engaged like this, we can get caught up in mutable mental crossfire. Virgo, Sagittarius, Neptune, they all have wisdoms of their own. Sagittarius is so the philosopher. Virgo is like, I am studying things day to day, and this is the logical conclusion that I make. And then Neptune's like, and far out from out here in Pisces land, this is what I see. So they all have these different perspectives of what's going on. For the mutable, which is changeable, it's like, well, do I go with the Pisces? Do I go with the Virgo? Do I go with this? To me, it's about bridging body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. If you can find that bridge within yourself, you can manage to work with the groovy Pisces and logical Virgo, as well as the philosophical Sagittarius energy. Do not get it twisted. Do not get stuck trying to figure out everything in your head. Rather sink in. Try to find the balance within yourself. Listen to your soul. Connect in with your spirit. Let your body's wisdom infiltrate all this mix as well. And remember the heart, because overall, this is where the lesson is. So if you start getting confused and all that, again, that is your call. Sink to rise. So let's us look at these cards. To me, these are the cards for Leo. Courage. This is the strength card. Have the courage of heart. Have the strength to return to your heart. I love that quote. There is no remedy for love but to love more. Love harder. There's nothing the world needs more right now than for you to love harder. And through that, we will be going through our own rebirth. Each and every single one of us. These cards are right now. This is actually an interesting card. I have a Leo client that I talked to today, and this card came up for her in reverse, going with the flow. And what I said is like, you know what? I think you have to not go with the flow. Your flow has been going this way. And this, I think, has a lot to do with this eclipse that's coming up later this week. I think a lot of us have created this pattern, and this pattern may have been a pattern that avoids the heart. So there may be a call where you're still going with the flow, but you're avoiding this most important thing. So if this card is reversed for you, asking you to not go with your flow and to remember the heart, pay attention to that because you may be a little bit stuck in the mental energy. But this card, the schizophrenia, again, don't get it twisted. Sink in. Let your heart help you guide. And you know what? If all else fails, consult your inner child. Let your inner child be head honcho at your personal spirit board over this time and see how your life improves. The final card is the nothingness. And like I said, there is no thing, no one, no place that is cut off from spirit. So just remember that in and through this. Sometimes we get upset at God, universe, like, why are you doing this? for your benefit. Everything is working out for you, even when it's tough. I will tell you that from this year. It has been crazy. We are going to be using, I think, mostly through this time, the Journey of Love cards by Lana Fairchild. These are like my favorite cards. The card that I pulled is the Heaven card. I forget why, but I was thinking blue when I pulled this card too, and I was like, I can't believe I was thinking blue and I just pulled a blue card. I don't remember what I was thinking blue about, though. All right, you are meant to live in heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. Not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live in heaven now? Look for the mad, divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear at your hair or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven, even in hiding. It will not withhold itself for you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings you a special message. The Enlightener is calling you to more divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of love itself, or more embrace of life itself, actually. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover, calling to you with the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is removing the veils of illusion, one at a time, until you behold each other, naked and true, finally to discover you are each other, and you are love. You are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. The poem in here is, the sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of birds in flight. In gratitude a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul. To open hearts and soar above, in all the winds await this love. So that is it for today. Come check me out on Patreon. I'm going to go do sign by sign the lessons of Leo, and I also just did the week ahead yesterday, so you can check that out. I will post that link below on YouTube. Just a small donation monthly, and it helps me out, so thank you for those who have signed up. You can book a reading, GaiaBlooming.com, or email me if you would like something that is not on the current list. I have lots of options. And besides that, the better gets, the better gets. And there is enough love in the world for you, because after all, you are love. Namaste.